Welcome one and all to another Mikey Live program. I'm happy to be back with you for another, not night, not day, for another year. This is 2021. Of course, we have lived to see today. It was a really trying year for many of us. Of course, our families, we've been thinking about them and about their well-being. It was just a tough time for everybody. But here's what. You have made it. We have made it. There's another year we could put under our belts. It's another year to inspire, another year to, of course, seize opportunities to make our lives better. And so I wish all the best to you and your family for 2021. Now we're going to get into what's making the news for tonight, straight into our headlines, people. Earlier, well, Grenada, according to the Ministry of Health, recorded its first COVID-19 related death. We're going to talk about that. As it relates to the curfew, a lot of people wanted to know the nightly curfew. It continues, but restaurants are allowed to resume dine-in services. And as well, government appoints a committee to investigate the country's first COVID-19 related death. The PM says it was unwise to have a press conference before having all the facts. NDC insists that the government got the money from somewhere to repurchase Grenlec shares. And a biker flown out of Grenada after being involved in a major crash at Bathway on New Year's Day. 211 new cases of the COVID-19 in Barbados within hours. And Brits on national lockdown from midnight. Folks, we have these and more to tell you about when we return on tonight's Mikey Live program. Again, I cannot say too much how much I appreciate you being here on the program for another year. Folks, we want to let you know that the headlines was brought to you to the kind compliments of the Housing Authority of Grenada, Digicel Nawasa. All right. Of course, Courts Grenada Limited, we would like to say thank you as well. Okay, folks, so here's what, when we come back, and the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. So, folks, when we come back, it could be real news in Oli Lili Lolo. We're taking a short break, and when we say we short, you understand? And if you have not yet done so, we'd like to please encourage you to share the program. You see, when you share the program, that's how other people get to know that we are live. So go ahead and share the business. Happy New Year to one and all. We are coming back.
Hey man. Well man, that's you making us that trip. Why doing all this more?
Things tight since COVID, you know. And Christmas coming, the toys to build, and my house and my car to repair. The wife go and chill with and what you want me to do?
I'm expecting to do all that with more.
Well, what you want me to do?
Why don't go down my communal? You don't have to pay them until January. They have 20,000 in giving away, and the interest rate low.
And listen to me, I try them orders and them people good. Who they want them?
Well, watch. Like you have more than your ears. Choose your loan at communal, giving you the money for what you want to do. It's a loan for you.
You know what? I'll get them a little try.
Listen. Where you going on this mud? You don't need it. Leave the mud, man. When you go down there, the rate's low. Low.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, they easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016 or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
And that's right, that's their commitment to you, committed to meeting customers' needs. So let's get into the first story for tonight. And if you have not yet done so, again, I'd like to encourage you to please go ahead and, oh, the heck can I shine in, boy? No. Share the business. Now, the nightly curfew in Grenada will continue for another week. Now, this decision was taken at Monday's cabinet meeting. Now, the 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew is intended to limit, they say, the level of nighttime movement and social activities as the country seeks to manage the potential spread, they say, of the COVID-19. Now, Prime Minister and Minister for National Security, Dr. Keith Mitchell, said he believes that the country is on the right path with the significant decline in COVID-19 cases following the recent spike with the detection of a cluster. Now, however, he said he noted that the government must maintain, they say, the restrictions on social activities to help reduce the level of active COVID-19 cases. Now, although the curfew remains in effect under the new regulations, restaurants, they say, are permitted to resume dine-in services within the allowed hours of operations. Now, the proprietors must, however, strictly adhere to the COVID-19 protocols, ensuring full compliance with the recommended physical distance and the daily log, which will facilitate prompt and efficient contact tracing should that become necessary. Restaurant owners and operators, you are further advised that operations must cease within a suitable time frame that will allow for staff to commute home before 8 p.m. Now, the public, you're also advised that the ban on all commercial flights between Grenada and the United Kingdom will remain in effect, and that will be until January 11th, 2021. All residents, you're encouraged, they say, to comply with the current regulations and are reminded to follow the recommended COVID-19 protocols. Wash or sanitize your hands frequently, maintain physical distance, and wear a mask at all times in public spaces. And even sometimes when you're in the office and thing, you can wear like a mask and thing in the office and thing, you know, yeah, I mean, because sometimes you follow the protocols, and if somebody else is not, and they get infected, then you cocoa ripe. You understand? So yeah, do what you have to. You know, you could take an extra level of caution. You understand, in protecting yourself. All you, the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, is that Grenada has recorded its first COVID-19 related death. You understand? The information was confirmed by the Chief Medical Officer, that's Dr. Sean Charles, yesterday through a press release. Now, the deceased individual is a 72-year-old male who who arrived in Grenada with his wife and 3-year-old grandchild on December 16. They were tested on arrival and proceeded to home quarantine, according to the ministry. The ministry officials on Facebook, they extended the deepest condolence and so on to the family. Now, they were supposed to have a press conference that were later cancelled. Yes. Now, the Prime Minister speaking at a media appearance today on a program named Perspective, which is syndicated on our channel, expressed his condolence to the family while being hesitant to say that it might have been a COVID-19 related death.
But I think with the advent of it's reported, and I have to say it cautiously so, that it's COVID-19 death, because there could be reasons, other factors related to that. I don't know, but that is what the Ministry of Health has reported, and we have to accept it on its face value. It's unfortunate, the passing of anyone, any member of any member of a family or constituents, Grenadians, is something that pains all of us, and certainly I think the ministry has already expressed on behalf of the government our sympathy and support for the families of the gentleman who died. So that's a very different. But I suppose with the virus taking lives all around the world, it was quite possible that one day we probably would have to face the consequences of someone passing, which is unfortunate, as I said.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. Now, once the announcement was made on Sunday that the individual passed away, there was one young lady who claimed to be the daughter of the deceased, who went on social media and was detailing some information in terms of their difficulty, as she put it, in terms of reaching the persons on the COVID-19 hotline, and she also speak of mixed diagnosis and all that kind of stuff, putting some serious blame on the ministry for what she would call for mismanaging the whole thing, well, that probably was the highlight for yesterday, for Sunday. And so there was a press conference that was supposed to be had, and that press conference, just as it was supposed to be starting, was then cancelled. And there were a lot of speculations that the cancellation of that press conference had to do with the fact that the young lady came out and spoke about this. The Prime Minister, in speaking on the issue of the press conference this morning, said that in his own judgment, he thought it was unwise to have a press conference without first having all the facts.
In fact, in speaking to the Minister of Health, when they were thinking of having a press conference, I thought it was unwise to have a press conference with an incident that just occurred when you do not have all the facts related to what has happened. So I told the minister he should collect all the information from the staff of the various institutions that the gentleman went to, before he addresses the public, because you might go and say something in the public, it turned out to be not accurate. And I think that's one thing I believe we as leaders have to be extremely careful with. We are not perfect persons in any respect, but the one thing we must never do is to tell what appears to be untruth to the public, because when you lose credibility, you lose a lot more than just a problem related to one incident, and people start to second guess you in almost everything you say or do.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister Keith Mitchell. Now, the government say that they have appointed a committee to examine all of the details surrounding the passing of the 72-year-old male who became the country's first COVID-19 related death. Following Sunday's announcement of the death of the patient who had recently traveled, the Ministry of Health indicated that it will seek to ascertain all of the facts relating to the case. As such, a committee has been appointed, and that is to spearhead that investigation. It comprises representatives from both the public and the private sectors. The committee is chaired by Dr. George Mitchell and includes Dr. Emma Henry Thompson, Dr. Beverly Nelson, Dr. Sean Charles, Dr. Taisha Donald, and Ms. Leslie Ann Sion, who is the deputy chair. Now, the committee has been given 1 week to determine all of the facts and present a report to the cabinet. Meanwhile, both the Minister of Health and Social Security, Honorable Nicholas Steele, and the Minister responsible for Hospital Services and Community Health Services, Honorable Delma Thomas, have been in direct contact, they say, with the family of the deceased to extend sympathy on behalf of the government of Grenada. Additionally, the Ministry of Health is moving ahead, they say, with contact tracing efforts and has so far determined that 27 persons were potentially exposed to this latest case. All of these persons have already been tested, and the ministry is currently awaiting their results. As of January 3rd, the Ministry of Health has on record 6 active COVID-19 cases. Thank God. A total of 129 cases have been recorded in Grenada thus far. The ministry continues to advise persons to follow the protocols, etc. All right? 6. All right, let's go. We're moving. Olio. So we told you all about the fact that the press conference was cancelled and so on, and the explanation given yesterday was that, you know, they needed some time to get all the facts together and XYZ, similar to what the Prime Minister would have said. Right. In other news, the National Democratic Congress, through its deputy chair, Mr. Kennedy Roberts, says that the government must have gotten the money from somewhere to repurchase Grenlec shares other than the means that they are saying. Now, the party hosted a press conference today. And in that press conference, Mr. Roberts sought to explain their suspicion about the explanation that's been given and the fact that they don't see how the government would have obtained that kind of money in a manner that they say they did.
What we want to show you, brothers and sisters, is that the capital budget that has been referred to by the two ministers as the basis for getting monies to spend on paying Grenlec is totally false. There is nothing in the way the money has been allocated in the budget that would say otherwise. So I'm going to highlight for you from some of the allocations from the local revenue. There were a few areas where the money wasn't spent. So for example, there was 600,000 savings in improving the public service governance project and institutional strengthening of the cabinet office. That was from local revenue, so they can probably allocate that. Another 335,000 was for the purchase of government rehabilitation of some government projects that was not done. The ministerial complex rehabilitation, the COVID response, as I said, they allocated 10 million, but 5.3 was spent. However, it is interesting that they had an acronym PURC. They didn't spell it out for people who might not be fully aware, but that is the Public Utilities Regulation Commission. And they had budgeted 150,000, but spent 630,000, 480,000 more than what was budgeted. I'm not sure what they spent it on, but it is interesting that they spent a lot more than was budgeted for this. Under the loans, the St. Patrick's Road Rehabilitation Project, in the budget they had 1 million. But in 2020, they spent 11.1 million. So other projects in that from that Kuwaiti OPEC fund, probably the way in which they got the money, it was not clearly seen, but what was budgeted was 1 and they spent 11.1. The Climate Smart Agricultural Project and the Education Enhancement Project funded by the Caribbean Development Bank was not implemented fully. So there was a saving of $2.6 million in there. In terms of the grants, the Basic Needs Trust Fund was budgeted 2.6, but they spent 3.4. And in terms of the bulk of the grants from the National Transformation Fund, there were several things budgeted that was not spent on: the Carriacou Ministerial Complex, special projects, the police barracks, agricultural feeder roads, the traffic lights, the Seamoon Cultural Center. So yes, there were things that were not spent on, but you cannot get more than $113 million of unspent funds in the capital budget. So what is expected then is that the government must have received that additional monies from somewhere, and it must be reflected somewhere in the budget. It is highly possible that they might add some additional revenue under the National Transformation Fund. They might, because this agreement was dealt with in the last few days of 2020, it is possible that they might have sold some land somewhere and some revenue came in to pay that. But based on the information presented in the 2020 and 2021 budget, there is no way that the government could have used or moved around money. And this is just another blatant manner of telling the Grenadian people that they don't think we can seriously analyze issues.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy Roberts, the Deputy Chair. That press conference was held today. Although we're not having press conference, I think just know Mikey is on air 9 in the morning to 1 o'clock. You will need to give Mikey advance notice of these press conferences, not an hour before, not 2 hours before. Just, I don't know how other people could do it, but people with a serious schedule like myself cannot. Anyway, I'm blaming some of us media colleagues too, because I think we have given the impression that we are available at a moment's notice, so then everybody just decide, I'll call a press conference an hour before, or 2 hours before, 3 hours before. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. NDC doing it, NMP doing it, government, non-government. That's a real one. Anyway, let me leave that talk. I don't know how, sometimes, I don't know, anyway, let me leave that talk that we're going on. So, the next thing that we have to tell you is that a biker, no, he's actually a U.S. citizen, because, a lot of people are like, well, who is this man, he's already. We don't know when last we see somebody, we don't know when last we talk to them, but when we see they involved in an incident, oh, me neighbor, hey, and just yesterday I talked to me neighbor, oh gosh, I wonder how he do. So once you didn't see that on New Year's Day when this accident happened, he's not a Grenadian. Simple. So it was actually, according to reports, a U.S. citizen who he was riding this bike, and the bike collided with a vehicle. Now that was, of course, we can't show you some of those pictures. It's not suitable for the thing. Yeah, son. What is Curfew thing coming up on me scream? Come out on me scream the dog. Yeah, anyway, my pictures are giving me some problems. But yeah, we had some, But anyway, yeah, it was serious. I mean, so for some of you, you might have seen that on our page. You understand? So, according to reports, he's been flown out of the country so that he could save his limb. Because, you understand? Now, the police, they are saying that they had minor incidents and so on, It was a relatively quiet New Year's holiday. Of course, they are saying that they got some persons who kind of like violated the curfew. So, some minor infractions. So the holiday season, the Christmas and New Year's were relatively quiet. You understand? So, good job, not just to the police, but also to the citizens for behaving themselves. We could behave when we're ready. You understand? That's one thing about Grenadians, we don't behave when we're ready. You understand? And we are very law-abiding state. Oh, and a religious state too. Yeah, I mean, anyway, no pun intended. So we're moving on. The situation is grim in Barbados. They recorded 211 new positive cases of COVID-19 between Friday, January 1st, and Saturday, January 2nd, 2021. So the year, when they thought 2020 was bad, 2020 was a saint compared to how 2021 started for them. So 211 cases, from Friday the 1st to Saturday the 2nd. All right, from a combined 570 tests conducted by the best Dos Santos Public Health Laboratory. Now, the cases represent results for both visitors and locals, okay? So let's break it down now. There were 198 new positive cases on Friday, and 4 persons were discharged from isolation. On Saturday, there were 13 new positives, and 1 person was released from the isolation facility. The number of confirmed cases for both days include 170 cases from Her Majesty's prisons alone. Dudes. This comprised 49 staff members, 33 males and 16 females, and 121 inmates. Huh? You hearing me? Now 120 males and 1 female. The other 41 cases not related to the Her Majesty's prisons. It comprises 20 males and 21 females. Now they blaming a little boss store, a feel-good boss store, where they went out and thing, and now them prison people and them, you know, they blaming that on the outbreak. You understand? Well, let me not get into that right now. You know what I mean? Let's just deal with the facts. The number of people in isolation now stands at 275, 32 of whom are awaiting clinical assessment. To date, Barbados has 606 confirmed cases, and there have been 324 recoveries. The Public Health Laboratory completed 72,827 tests so far. So thinking pretty. All these cases, and so now they say contact tracing, they're doing bank holidays and all kind of thing, because they need to get this situation under control as soon as it is possible. Barbados. So sometimes little things can lead to these big super spreaders who celebrating this. Nobody gives or contracts COVID purposefully. Nobody goes around by spite. So it is little incidents that we are innocently involved or engaged in that puts us to that point. So I'm saying this to say that you might be tempted. You understand? You might. And sometimes it looks kind of cute when you defy. But to what end? At what cost? Some people come in here and putting us at a risk. Because when they don't do the damage, they're going back where they come out and leave us in the ish. You understand? You need to talk. Everyone in England must stay at home, except for permitted reasons, during a new coronavirus lockdown beginning at midnight, according to Boris Johnson. You don't find that a song like a singer. That name song like a singer, you know. All schools and colleges will close to most pupils and switch to remote learning until the middle of February. In a televised address, the Prime Minister urged people to follow the rules immediately. Amid surging cases and the patient numbers, he said those in the top 4 priority groups would receive a first vaccine dose by mid-February. Yeah, I mean, all the situation grim and making it up. On Monday, the UK recorded more than 50,000 new COVID-19 cases. And that's for a 7th day in a row. I ain't making it up. Now a further 58,784 cases and an additional 407 deaths within 28 days of a positive test result were reported. And deaths in Scotland, they're not recorded. Situation grim. On a brighter side of things now, we're going into sports. Steph Curry. Steph Curry, we have what kind of name for him? Tops, his all-time score for his career in a game, 62 points in one game. Golden State's Warriors, they were all in their glory. All today, they're celebrating like Christmas and that. You know what I mean? Yeah, so big up Curry and Ding now. You know what I mean? I just wanted to give all a little of that. You know, but all you, we had to protect yourself. You know what I mean? We had to see how we could secure ourselves and thing now. Yeah, because all the see what's going on all day. We can't handle them kind of business. We had a little piece of thing there, we just get a little jolt, you know, a little prick. You know what I mean? You know, like when you day somewhere and your neighbor, somebody, not neighbor, somebody sitting down by you and they give you a little juke to make a little hypocrite. You know what I mean? That's what we get. The other day, with the recent cluster. You understand? That is by no means the worst that we can experience. And so we have to protect ourselves. We have to be serious about the business. We want to do all kind of thing, you know. So we hypocrite, you know. We are asking the ministry to do this and do that, but we ourselves and our behaviors are totally contrary. You understand? We have to do better. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have to do better. There are ways. We are doing, as citizens, we are doing pretty okay, but we could do better. You know what I mean, Doug? So for 2021, let's be responsible. Let's hold ourselves personally responsible for each other's safety and well-being. If we do that, oh God, we go sweet. You know what I mean? The place go nice. You know what I mean? Folks, I want to take a little break, drink a little bit of water and one kind of dry. You know what I mean? I'll take a little break, and then when we come back, we have the national report. We have the weather, speaking of weather, 23 degrees in all the Lolo. Listen, I hear people watching, they think I even start because force it cold hell. Watch now. By Grenadian standard, 23 degrees, and some people's thermometers are reading 22.5 and 22.8. By Grenadian standard, that's cold. You know what I mean? And you know, the boy don't know how to cope with that yet. You know what I mean? So the boy left something that's kind of confused. You know what I mean? Yeah, no. Well, good thing I grow big clothes, so I know how to handle me cold. Yeah, I mean? But for those of you whose experience took you by surprise, that kind of experience took you by surprise, I'm sorry for you. Because, you know, I mean, the expectations were high around this time, but it just was cold and some people couldn't handle the cold. You know what I mean? So it left some people really disappointed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, speaking in codes right now. It's an adult program, but I'm speaking code because you know how we stay. Anyway, boy, let me leave that talk. We're taking a quick break. And when we come back, we've got more news for you. Like I said, we have the national report. We've got the weather. Stay tuned.
If your whites aren't looking whiter and brighter,
Just give them licks.
if your clothes isn't feeling soft and smelling fresh and scented all day,
Give them licks.
if your dishwashing liquid doesn't smell like lemon, protects your hands with vitamin E, and gets rid of that stubborn grease,
Just give them licks.
just now. So that old smell, stain, grease mark, and dust still on your floor,
Power. Licks for them.
if your toilet still has those stains and dirt marks,
Licks.
so the color's fading and the stains still in your clothes, huh?
Licks. Licks. Licks.
Your product's giving you licks.
Then choose Licks from Walker Enterprises. Also available at all leading supermarkets.
Showtime shop at Quartz. We got all the things you want.
It's showtime at Quartz. Shop today and save up to 30% off on selected Whirlpool cooker. Plus, get a chance to win amazing weekly prizes with purchases of $299 and over. So don't delay. Get what you need now and pay absolutely nothing until 2021.
Showtime. We got it.
have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Do you want to win loads of prizes this Christmas with BIP? Join our Spin to Win promotion to win exciting prizes daily. Here's how.
Hey man. Well man, that's you making that trip. Why doing all this more?
Things tight since COVID, you know. And Christmas coming, the toys to build, my house and my car to repair. The wife go and chill with and what you want me to do?
I'm expecting to do all that with mother.
But what you want me to do?
Why don't go down my communal? You don't have to pay them until January. They have 20,000 in giving away, and the interest rate low.
And listen to me, I try them orders and them never look good. Who they want them on?
Well, watch, like you have more than your ears. Choose your loan at communal, giving you the money for what you want to do. It's a loan for you.
You know what? I'll get them a little try.
Listen. Where you going on this month? Don't need it. Leave the month, man. When you go down there, the rates low. Low.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
And we wanted to say Happy New Year to everyone. Say hi and Happy New Year. Hi, Happy New Year to everybody. We're hoping that you're going to have a really Happy New Year. Say Happy New Year. Alright, so we're saying Happy New Year to everybody. And the next time you'll see me will be in the next 6 months. So say hi. Okay, well look at the people when you're saying hi. Hi. And yes, we want everybody to have a really good 2021. Alright? Good. Alright, so folks, it is now time for the national report, and following the national report, we will have the weather.
Government says nightly curfew continues with allowance to restaurants to resume dine-in service. We'll have details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Monday, January 4th, 2021, I am Rakisha St. Louis. The nightly curfew in Grenada will continue for another week. This decision was taken at Monday's cabinet meeting. The 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew is intended to limit the level of nighttime movement and social activities as the country seeks to manage the potential spread of COVID-19. Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, said he believes the country is on the right path with a significant decline in COVID-19 cases following the recent spike with the detection of a cluster. However, he noted that government must maintain the restriction on social activities to help reduce the level of active COVID-19 cases. Although the curfew remains in effect, under the new regulations, restaurants are permitted to resume dine-in services within the allowed hours of operation. Proprietors must, however, strictly adhere to the COVID-19 protocols, ensuring full compliance with the recommended physical distance and the daily log, which will facilitate prompt and efficient contact tracing should that become necessary. Restaurant owners and operators are further advised that operations must cease within a suitable time frame that will allow staff to commute home before 8 p.m. The public is also advised that the ban on all commercial flights between Grenada and the United Kingdom will remain in effect until January 11, 2021. All residents are encouraged to comply with the current regulations and are reminded to follow the recommended COVID-19 protocols. Wash or sanitize hands frequently, maintain social distance, and wear a mask at all times in public spaces. Continuing the news, the government of Grenada has appointed a committee to examine all the details surrounding the passing of a 72-year-old male who became the country's first COVID-19 related death. Following Sunday's announcement of the death of the patient who had recent travel history, the Ministry of Health indicated that it will seek to ascertain all of the facts relating to the case. As such, a committee has been appointed to spearhead that investigation. It comprises of representatives from both the public and private sectors. The committee is chaired by Dr. George Mitchell and includes Dr. Emma Harry Thompson, Dr. Beverly Nelson, Dr. Sean Charles, Dr. Taisha Donnell, and Leslie Ann Sion, who is the deputy chair. The committee has been given 1 week to determine all of the facts and present a report to the cabinet. Meanwhile, both the Minister of Health and Social Security, Honorable Nicholas Steele, and the Minister responsible for Hospital Services and Community Health Services, Honorable Delma Thomas, have been in direct contact with the family of the deceased to extend sympathy on behalf of the government of Grenada. Additionally, the Ministry of Health is moving ahead with contact tracing efforts and has so far determined that 27 persons were potentially exposed to this latest case. All of these persons have already been tested, and the ministry is currently awaiting their results. As of January 3rd, 2021, the Ministry of Health has on record 6 active COVID-19 cases. A total of 129 cases have been recorded in Grenada thus far. Dia Forrester, a practicing attorney for the past 12 years, has been appointed as Grenada's Attorney General effective January 1st, 2021. Ms. Forrester, who was called to the Grenada Bar in 2008, is the country's first female Attorney General and has a wealth of experience practicing in St. Kitts and Nevis and Anguilla, where she held the position of partner in the prominent civil and commercial law firm Daniel Brantley. Forrester returned to Grenada in April 2019 to serve as the country's Solicitor General. During an interview with the GIS, Forrester stated that she believed the timing was right to serve her country.
I always consider that if I am going to return to Grenada, it would not be viable for me to return merely in private practice and settle. I have a consistent need to serve people, and I think that itself, when I came in as an SG, it gave me the opportunity to serve a cross-section of people, because of course, as an SG itself, you are serving the entire country, you're serving the government, you're serving all of the ministries and all of these different things. So that scope was very important to me to have, and I'm so thankful that I have done that itself, and I hope persons have appreciated the contributions I have made and that I will continue to make.
Being approached to hold the position of Attorney General is one that Forrester says has renewed her thrust to deliver a service to her country that will be in keeping with the law of the land.
I do so with the comfort of knowing that the law is the law, the Constitution is the Constitution. Critics will criticize, but more importantly, what is good and right and just will always prevail. I am clear in the task ahead of me, and it is not lost on me the significance of the occasion, because I do understand that I am probably indeed the first female Attorney General, so I should take a moment to thank all of the women who came before me and would have laid the foundation for me to be where I am today. And likewise, my present group of female warriors who keep me grounded and keep me conscious that I must do my best at all times. And of course, that means I must serve without fear or favor. I am thankful for the confidence bestowed in me by the Prime Minister and the Cabinet and his government. And what I can say to individuals is that my work speaks for itself.
Ms. Forrester holds a Master of Laws degree in International Banking and Finance Law from University College London, a Legal Education Certificate of Merit from the Hugh Wooden Law School, and a Bachelor of Laws degree with honours from the University of the West Indies, Keyville campus. The new Attorney General told the GIS that it is very important that she does her job well, taking into consideration the sacrifices made by family and others in getting her to the level she is at in her career to date. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Hey, are you gonna wear your mask today? You see everywhere you go, there are rules you got to follow, so don't you say COVID-19 will delay. Take the opportunity to save your community. Don't be that guy, put a mask on your face if you're heading outside. It's your life, my life, more lives will be taken if we don't try. If you feel any symptoms, call the hotline. Stay inside until you feel fine. 6 feet away every day. Keep COVID-19 far from away. Keep Grenada safe. Be COVID-19 smart.
Welcome back. The Royal Grenada Police Force is providing better visibility for motorists through the installation of LED reflectors on large speed bumps. The solar-powered lights have already been installed on bumps in Bushaju, Woodlands, River Road, and St. David. Head of the Traffic Department, Superintendent Randy Connaught, told GIS the intention is to place the lights island-wide. He said the initiative came about through assessments carried out by the RGPF. Installation of the lights is just the beginning of moves by the force to enhance visibility.
We are working closely with the Ministry of Infrastructure to install these lights on some of the speed bumps across the island. It is our intention to look at the entire length and breadth of the state in order to ensure that there is even distribution of the lights on those critical bumps that are larger than the normal speed bumps that we are accustomed to. Now, the feedback has been very encouraging. Most of the motorists are now seeing the speed bumps way in advance, and this would also complement an initiative to ensure that those speed bumps, warning signs are placed way ahead of those speed bumps to give notice to the motoring public.
The Traffic Department is collaborating with the Ministry of Infrastructure Development to implement other methods to ensure safety for the populace.
From discussion with the Transport Authority, we can reasonably expect within the new year the deployment of adequate warning signs ahead of speed bumps and many of the other signs that are critical for motorists along the public roadway. So we are looking forward with great anticipation for the continued support from the Ministry of Infrastructure. They are the ones responsible for procuring those road signs, but we have done the surveys along with them, and we are moving with great anticipation, hoping that in the coming year we can have greater enhancement of our road signs along the public thoroughfare.
Finally, in the news, the Ministry of Education is the recipient of 100 tablets donated by the Answer Macau group of companies. The tablets will be used in the ministry's e-learning initiative, which includes the distribution of devices to students and teachers at primary and secondary schools. Minister for Education, Human Resource Development, Religious Affairs and Information, Honorable Emmeline Pear, expressed deep appreciation to the advancement and development of the education sector and for continued support.
I want to briefly just first of all express our deepest appreciation to the Answer Macau Foundation for what I consider not just a gesture that is timely, but one which is very much in line with the advancement, the development as it relates to education. And I don't want to put it in line with COVID only, but I want to put it in line with the sort of transformation that we should be speaking about in terms of education and where we are going. We recognize that without the support of corporate sponsors, companies that are generous in understanding the importance of education, if we're speaking about sustainable development of our country and we don't speak education, we're in a lot of trouble. And so this contribution here will go a long way, not just in dealing with the challenge of COVID-19, but the whole transformation of the landscape of education and the future of our country. So it is with a very, very big heart of thanks that I speak this morning and to appeal to the Answer Macau Foundation. Do not stop.
Chief Education Officer Mrs. Angela Finney gives the assurance that the devices will be distributed to students in need and will be used to optimize their learning. Ron Antoine, representative from the Answer Macau group of companies, said his company is happy to contribute towards the development of the nation's future.
As the Answer Macau group of companies, we recognize that we all have to pull together to really make this a success. So I first want to recognize the good work by the Ministry of Education, the teachers, all the frontline workers. And we are in fact happy to make this contribution today to aid in this effect. The Answer Macau Foundation is in fact an arm of the Answer Macau group of companies. Here in Grenada we have two companies existing, that's Grenada Breweries and Sissons Paint Grenada, and we're really happy to play our part. This is just the beginning. We hope to do more. We hope that the challenge of COVID in particular will not be with us for very long. But we also recognize that it's here, and in fact, the need, in fact, is urgent.
The Ministry of Education resumes the distribution of laptops to primary school teachers on Tuesday, January 5th. Laptops have already been distributed to several teachers island-wide at the end of the term in December. That story just ended the national report for today, Monday, January 4th. Let's recap the top story. Government says nightly curfew continues with allowance to restaurants to resume dine-in service. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
All right, and that's it for the national report. That's it for the national report. And we would have another for you tomorrow, God's willing. And also we have the weather coming up right now. The weather partly cloudy with some brief light to moderate showers during cloudy spells. Minimum temperature, check it out, 22.5 degrees Celsius. Fellas, all you gotta learn to work within that parameters, you know. I mean, seriously. 22.5 degrees Celsius, and somebody was asking how much does that translate into Fahrenheit. That's about 71.6, I think it is, right? Yeah, so 22 degrees, 71.6 Fahrenheit. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas are moderate to rough with waves 6 to 8 feet in open waters. A marine advisory is in effect. And some people say, no, let it come in Canada, let it come here, let it come there. Let me tell you something. Even that's just how the body works, okay? So if you're living in a cold environment, 21, 22 degrees Celsius becomes nothing to you because your body acclimatizes. Yeah? But in the tropics, when we are this close to the equator, and most of the day is around 28 to 30 degrees Celsius, and then the night goes down to 22 degrees, that's cold for somebody who predominantly lives within a 28 to 30 degrees Celsius margin. All right? Have you ever realized that sometimes you go into AC, and after being in the AC for a very long time, you start feeling hot, even if the temperature is the same? And then when you go outside, you realize, well, woo, outside it's blazing hot. And then when you come back in the same room, it feels like, woo, it's chilly. That's because that's how the body adjusting to these temperatures. So 21 degrees or 22 degrees Celsius in the tropics is not the same as 21 degrees Celsius in places like that further north or further south. All right? So don't even try to compare it. Anyway, fellas, y'all gonna have to learn to read it up, look it up. See, mailman, type it out there. How do you? Yeah, I mean, anyway, lady, that dog there. Check out Google. Folks, that's as far as we can take you. I look forward to having another program tomorrow, God's willing, same time, same place, right here. We want to say thank you. Who we have on the inside? We have Cynthia, Deborah, Sabi. Big up, Sabi. Yeah, you understand? Yeah, boy, baby, getting west. Hey, you ready to go? You ready for daddy to come? Sharon, Miss Shaq, Glenda, Brenda, Vicky, Spice Girl, Teresa, Charmaine. Did I say Deborah? Did I say Joseph? Did I say Jose? Did I say Shirin? Kirin, Richard, Ezra, Cindy. I didn't say nothing can stand up. Don't misquote me. Noreen, Eunice, I didn't say that. I did not say that. Doris, Sharon again. Next thing I'm going to say, I say. The one say, I say, eh? Della. And everybody else. Hello, 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 hello. Michelle. Take care, guys. Have a good one. We got to go. Mom and Linton and everybody, take care. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. And we'll touch base again. Take care of yourselves and your family.